Hi, I'm Greg,
I'm Donna.
and we are with Key West Spice Company. And tonight we're going to show you a couple basic, easy chicken sandwich recipe and a burger recipe, amped up with our Key West spices. Donna, you are going to make the chicken sandwich.
Chicken sandwich, and it won't be so basic when we get our mushrooms on it and the Captain's Blend garlic aioli that I will be preparing for you.
And I'm going to make a Island Grill cheeseburger in paradise, one of my favorite go-tos. So we're going to readjust the camera here, and Donna's going to get started making the aioli and seasoning her chicken breast.
Welcome back. As I mentioned, we are going to have the Captain's Blend garlic aioli, and I'm going to teach you how to do that. It's really quick, really easy. We have 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise, a 1/4 teaspoon of Key West Spice Company's Captain's Blend, 1/2 teaspoon of lemon juice or lime if that's what you have open, 1/2 teaspoon of mustard. You can amp it up with some Dijon, that's great too. And either a tiny pinch of garlic powder, or I have opted for a 1/4 clove of minced garlic. And we're just going to add them one at a time. That is the spice. What I like to do with an aioli is I don't want to add every single thing at one time. Once I've got the liquid in here, I want to do a little stir of that so we don't have really sloppy aioli. We'll put the mustard right in there.
And one of the things with this aioli is it's kind of best to make it ahead of time. Give it at least, 10-15 minutes to set up before you're going to use it, correct?
Correct.
Nice.
And we're going to end that, of course, with our garlic, because after all, isn't that what aioli is?
Everything's better with garlic.
Absolutely. Kind of like bacon butt.
All right, so you've got that all mixed up, and
I
basically...
do, and that took seconds.
Exactly. Super easy to make, super flavorful, and it'll amp up your night.
Fantastic. And we are back. I am now going to spice the chicken cutlet. This is cut nice and thin. We'll give it a good coat. You don't want to oversaturate this because we don't want it to burn on the grill. We've got this side. We are going to do both sides. Oh, smell that goodness now. You guys can't, but I can. It's on. We are going to let this set for about 15 minutes, let the grill heat up,
and if you wanted to, you could actually put some saran wrap on this, toss it in the refrigerator, and actually do it an hour from now or 2 hours from now. It's just going to amp up that flavor, right?
Absolutely, yes.
You got it. We'll see you in a bit. Hi, it's Greg, and I'm back here, and we're going to be doing our Island Grill mushrooms. Island Grill mushrooms. I've already got the white button mushrooms sliced up. I've got my pat of butter. I'm going to put that right in my pan. My preheated pan. I need to turn the heat down on that a little bit. Don't want to burn my butter. So we're just going to let that butter melt before we throw the mushrooms in there. And a little bit healthier, you can use olive oil if you want it. I like the flavor of butter, but if you want to be a little bit healthier, you can use olive oil. So we've got this melted down nice. I'm going to go ahead and put my mushrooms in there. With mushrooms, it's real important not to crowd the pan. Don't want to crowd that pan and make it too crowded. So we've got them nice and spaced out. I'm going to kind of layer them. And I'm going to put my first coating of our Key West Spice Company Island Grill on there. Just give them a nice coating there. Not too much, but we want to season those wonderful mushrooms up. Don't need a lot, but just enough to give them a nice flavor. You can always come back later and add a little bit more in there. So we're going to let these cook down. You can see they've already sucked up a lot of that butter, that wonderful goodness. And we're just going to let these go ahead and cook for a little while. And it's going to take 3 to 5 minutes or so for that to happen. And we'll be right back with the finished product. All right, we're back here, and a couple minutes later. Didn't bore you with the details of mushrooms cooking, but the mushrooms are nice and done now. Have sampled it. It is very good. So what we're going to do is just going to take these off the fire, put them into a dish to reserve those for later. And this will allow us to do some more of our prep work. Anyway, we'll continue on with the next step shortly. All right, we're back and we're gonna make our burger patties, or my burger patties, because Donna's gonna be having the chicken today. So basically what I've got is I've got 1 pound of ground beef. This is an 80-20, 20% fat, 80% beef. I've got 1 teaspoon of Island Grill, QS Spice Company Island Grill. I've got my burger masher, which you don't actually need to use. I got this little tool and gosh darn it, I like to use it. So I'm going to. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take and put our ground beef right there in the bowl, mixing bowl, and I'm gonna take my spices. I'm just gonna sprinkle about half of that in there. Then I'm gonna slowly take this up and I'm just gonna kind of work this ground beef, break it up into little pieces, parts. And I don't wanna mix it too hard yet. I just wanna kind of fluff it up, break it up to spread those spices around and get the little chunks broken up so that we have nice distribution with that spice mix. And now that we've got about most of the big chunks out of that, I'm going to take and sprinkle again, either the rest of it in there. So we're good to go. Now I'm going to take and kind of fluff it up, mix it up real good, get those spices moved around in there real nicely so that everything is distributed well. One of the big things people do is that they overpack their hamburger buns or hamburger patties. Don't overpack your hamburger. So I'm gonna take this loose mixture, I'm gonna roughly form it into a ball. I'm not gonna pack it too tight. And depending on how big you want your burger, how thick you want your burger, is gonna be how big a ball you want. I know that that's about the size I like. So I'm gonna put it in my little press here, press it down, and boom, I've got a perfectly formed burger. So I'm going to set that one aside, do the same thing again. And I should get to a nice 1/4 pound burgers. I should get about 4 of these. Again, I'm going to lightly pack this, pack it in. You gotta put a little bit of oomph in it, and you take some practice to get used to doing this. And you can always form them by hand if you want to. Nothing wrong with that at all. So again, I've got a nice burger patty going here. So that's 2. And let's see how close I came to getting my about 1/4 pound burgers. There's 1, 2, that ball's about that size. So I did pretty good just by using the old eyeball method. And this one's gonna be a little bit thinner than those first 2, I think, but that's all right. It'll cook a little bit faster. There's 3. And we'll get number 4 in here real quick. Don't want to lose any of that wonderful ground beef that we've got going there. That wonderful goodness. This will be a thin burger, which means it'll cook faster. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll make up a bunch of burger patties like this, and I'll just go ahead and wrap them and freeze them. That way I've got them good to go for lunch or something. So there we go. We've got our 4 burger patties. So what we're going to do is we'll wrap these up nice, put them in the refrigerator for when we get ready to hit the grill with them, which will be just in a little bit. And we'll check back with you when we get ready to do that. Hey, it's Greg. I'm back here with the process for this evening. Unfortunately, we got kind of caught up watching some TV and it got dark on us. We're originally going to show you the grilling technique and everything else, but everybody knows how to grill burgers. Everybody knows how to grill chicken. So what we're going to show you is we are going to put a pat of butter in our pan again, and we're going to toast the buns. The buns toasting not only is kind of an elevated thing, but what it does is it serves a scientific thing. It doesn't allow the bun to get soggy once you grill the bun. That way, when you put your mayo, your mustard, the juices from the chicken, the juices from the burger, it's not going to soak so much into the bun. That way, the bun stays more like a breaded bun. So we're melting our butter here, turning down my heat a little bit, get it going through the entire pan. And we're going to take our buns. I just have these cheap seeded buns from Publix. wonderful thing. And we're gonna kind of put those on there. And that one's gonna have a little bit extra, but that's good because everybody loves butter. And we're gonna let these toast, and they'll be toasted up fine in about 2 or 3 minutes, and all good. Then we'll be able to put our chicken and our burgers on them. I've got the grill preheating right now. It's dark outside, so the lighting's gonna be awful. Unfortunately, we can't show you that part of the process, but we will be right back when we assemble our burgers and our chicken sandwiches. All right, we're back here and we're ready to assemble some sandwiches. I just pulled the stuff off the grill. So first we're gonna assemble the chicken sandwich. We've got our chicken fillet here. We're gonna put it on our toasted bun. Perfect, perfect. Set that in the sink. And we're gonna take and spread some of our Captain's Blend Aioli over top of the bun. Put a little extra on there just because. Good stuff, why not? Lots of flavor. So that's done. Now we're going to take our our island grill mushrooms, and we will spread these right on top of the. And I did reheat these. I tossed them in a pan for just a second to reheat them, so that they're nice and warm. So we've got that going on, and we're going to go ahead and top that right off.
Voila.
And if you wanted to, you could put some lettuce, tomato, or onion on there. I know that Miss Donna likes it with just the mushrooms and the aioli, sometimes a little bit of cheese. So I'm not gonna put anything else on there. We'll grab a paper towel and we'll clean up that plate. Normally I would toss some chips on there, but we're not gonna do that tonight, right now. We'll save that for later. So, next up is the burgers. And I'm gonna do 2 different burgers here. First one, I just melted some regular cheese on there, regular American cheese. So we've got our 2 burgers. Yeah, I'm kind of tubby, that's why we have 2 burgers for me. So, I love mayonnaise, but I'm gonna add a little bit of the aioli to one of these. Spread that around. Actually, you know what, I'm gonna do 2. Why not? Because we got it. That recipe that we're going to be putting online is just for 1. You're just going to double it up or triple it up for whatever you want if you want to add extras to it. Go ahead and put this in the sink because we're ready to go. So, my cheeseburger in paradise, normally I include bacon on it, but we're going to toss mushrooms on here. The mushrooms are amazing. Get that mushroom to get away from me. So we got the mushrooms. We're gonna put a little bit of lettuce. I love shredded lettuce just because. You can do regular leaf lettuce. And this is just a romaine lettuce. Knife beefsteak tomato sliced thin. Yum, yum.
Yuck.
Little bit of onion. I know this upsets Donna, but onion adds a little bit of tang. And this is a sweet onion, not those yellow onions. You wanna amp things up, make it good. A red onion or a sweet white onion instead of those awful yellow onions makes it a whole lot better. So we're gonna go ahead and put the burger buns on here, and look at this. We have got some amazing burgers. Add some chips to that plate and you are a rock star. Anyway, this is Greg with Key West Spice Company, and the recipes will be in the comment section. We'll talk to you again real soon.